Wow. There's no such thing as too much silage. There's only such thing as not enough cows. Oh dear. This does not look good. Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. Today is a special day because it is happening. The good Lord has blessed us with some nice dry weather and we're about to go and cut the forage rye. I know so many of you have been waiting for this. It's been a massive experiment. I'm really excited. It's a couple of weeks later than I was hoping it would be, but nonetheless, it is here. It is time. We are gonna do this. First job, however, is to put the mower on because the mower is up there, top of the yard, and the tractor is just here. Now I've got a busy week this week because Mum and Dad are on holiday, which means I'm in charge of cutting the forage rye, but I'm also in charge of feeding the cows, moving the cows, rotating the cows on the grazing. I've even been spraying. I managed to break the sprayer. Mum and Dad don't know anything about this yet. I broke the sprayer. I was saved by the guys at Catley Engineering. They helped me out big time. Managed to get the sprayer fixed, so they don't need to know about it. It's all back up and running. Anyway, the less said about that, the better. Let's go and put the mower on. Wow, Jesus, there's going to be some stuff on here. There's a bit of grass just in this gateway as well, which is practically waist high. And then look at this. My God. I think I'm going to have to go pretty steady with the mower. It's just going to take some getting through that conditioner, but wow. I'm excited to see what this is like. This is the better crop, but it's all gone flat in the middle. You'll see, I'm going to stick the drone up. It's just crazy. Look how tall it is. Look at that. Look at it. It's wild. Gonna have some stuff on here. I need to alter these swath boards as well on the mower. I'm gonna put them in a bit narrower because I am unsure as to whether I'm actually gonna be able to rake this. I've heard that you get loads of stuff on here, and if there's tons of it, I just don't think putting the rake in is gonna be a good idea because we're gonna really struggle with the bayless. We'll put these swath boards in. I can always rake it afterwards if we want to. At least if I drop it in a nice swath, we can just bale it straight out of the swath. Anybody else use these tractor guard window things? I think they're good because they stop the stones, but they're an absolute nightmare to stick on. Now, we read a thing online, it was like, oh, use some Vaseline on those suckers to get them to stick. Doesn't work. We've tried wetting them, doesn't work. We've tried Vaseline, that doesn't work. Anyone got any ideas? Now my windows are just covered in grease from the Vaseline. Not found anything good yet. I don't know why they don't have like little pumpy suckers. Would make so much more sense. I mean, probably make them a bit more expensive, but at least they wouldn't drive me mad all the time. Just trying to get them to suck on damn windows. Let's hopefully try that and see if it works. Jesus Christ our Lord, amen. The stuff on here. Look at this. This is nuts. I know I'm pressing my button early, but I don't think I'm going to be short of silage this year. After all, there's no such thing as too much silage. There's only such thing as not enough cows. I'm going to need more cows because look at this. I am definitely not raking that up. I'd be stupid to rake it up. Look, you can see how it's gone flat. It's like this all over. I'll stick the drone up in a minute and you'll see it. I'm having to go so slow as well. I'm going at like 4 kilometers an hour. It's just mental. It smells nice though. It smells like really good grass silage, which I suppose is promising, I guess. That's wild. It's mowing really well as well, considering I drilled this with the Claydon. Super smooth, mowing great. One concern I've got is I didn't put any tram lines in this, and I don't have GPS, and I'm now wondering how the hell am I gonna set this out? Because I can't see nothing. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I mean, I could try and go with the rows, but I mean, do you think I'm gonna be able to follow the rows in that? I don't know. It's gonna look a bit of a mess from above. GPS would be super handy right now. I'm never gonna follow it. How am I gonna follow a row in that? I'm never gonna know where I'm going. Oh, anyway, let's go and do a bit more because this is a slow job. I'm gonna drive at that electric post right over there in the distance. You probably can't see it. I think that's what I'm gonna do, and just hope that it's okay. Yeah, right, that's what we'll do. Oh dear, this does not look good. Like I said, taking it easy, but we got some smoke coming out from where the belt's off the conditioner. I have to let it cool down and then have a look at that. It's just crazy thick. It's weird, actually. This flat stuff here, you would think would be the worst to mow. Absolute dream. The hardest stuff to mow is this, where it's stood up tall. Really could just do it like knocking it down somehow. I mean, if you were doing a lot of this, you'd probably put a bar on the front linkage or something just to knock it over, because the flat stuff is a doddle. It just doesn't like this tall stuff very much. It's just smoking away. Now, if you look here, you can see it's just chewing them belts a little bit. Not good news. Now, while I was waiting for that to cool down, I've looked on, this is quite cool, on the app. I couldn't find the book for this the other day because the pressures had gone. They have a little pressure valve down here. And I couldn't get the pressures right for the brake back. It kept just breaking back on me. It was doing my head in. And then I Googled it and downloaded it onto my phone. There's this thing on the Kuhn website called My Kuhn, and you can put in there all your things that you've got that are Kuhn, and it comes up with all the manuals. So I just looked on the manual and it tells me to release some pressure off of the conditioner. What I think's happening is the long stuff where it's stood up is going back through the mower and wrapping around the conditioner, and it's slowing the conditioner around. It's making the belt slip. Just release all your pressure off your conditioner. Just, it might help you out. It might not. I don't know yet, but it might. So I've just taken the belts off, as you can see. That one is still half decent, but the others are knackered. So I think we're gonna have to order some new belts. Pro tip number one, take the pressure off that conditioner. I think it's just wrapping. First problem we've had with Forage Rye. Other than that, so far, so good. This is problem number one. So let's pack up, put all this stuff back on, and then we'll head back to the yard because I'd have to take that shaft off and it's bolted on. Annoying, very annoying, but one of the things, you live and you learn. Now I just want to point out, before anyone thinks this is solely forage based cause, that there, that is where these belts have got hot in the past. So, as far as I'm aware, that is the first set of belts on here. So they probably weren't in the best nick before we started. However, the forage rye did kill them off, but it's not completely forage rye's fault. It's just, they just happened to be doing the forage rye when they died. Right, tomorrow's a new day. We'll have new belts, and things will go well, I think. We are back, people. We are in the field. We've got new belts on. We have slackened the conditioner off. I think I've done about everything that we can possibly do to make sure that this runs as smoothly as possible, but I've not yet tried it, so I guess the moment of truth is coming. I'm hopeful that those new belts will help because, well, the old belts were a little bit ropey the best of times. We've put all them on, that's all in there, all boxed in. We'll kick her up, see how we go. I've got everything crossed that I can actually get this field done and then start on the next field because we've got so much to do. And there we go, we've got it done. There's some serious stuff on there, as you can tell. And I got off a couple of times just to check these belts. I took the little thing off there. The belts seem to be about right, about as hot as you'd expect when they're going around at whatever it is, 888 RPM. So we've got to go now. We'll go up to the other field and we'll start that one. So we've got 14 acres down. I've got like another 30 acres to go. So I'm going to be a while. Here we are in the other field. I'll jump up on the weight block so you can see it. Doesn't look quite as thick, so I'm hoping that will be a positive. There is a few patches that have gone flat in here, but not as much as the other field. Fingers crossed this one just goes that little bit better. It shouldn't be so hard on the mower. Should be a little bit easier going. Hopefully we'll knock it down in no time because it's took me, with the breakage and everything else and the fact that mum and dad have been away, 2 days to mow 14 acres, so I could really do without this taking me 4 days to mow this 30 acres. So we'll have a go and see how we get on. Right, so this field's super interesting. It's a bit more patchy than the other one. It's got some real thick bits, like just here, and then it's got some bits that are a little bit thinner. When I inquired about doing this originally, the guys did tell me that forage rye really likes free draining soil. And I think cereal rye is the same. This field isn't as free draining as the first field. The first field is probably the lightest field we've got on the farm. There's a lot of stone in there, it's quite light, and that's probably why that was so consistent across the whole lot. This one is a bit more patchy and it does show up in the rye a little bit, but nonetheless there is still a lot on here. It is probably mowing a little bit better than the other one, and what I will say is the thick bits in this field are thicker than on the other field. May well average out pretty much about the same. I'd argue this one will be slightly less over the whole lot. Mower is going well as well. I've checked these belts a few times and it's like, you know, even touch the garden, it's super cold. So top tips for mowing forage rye: make sure you've got some decent belts on there and make sure they're all set up properly, and take your conditioner off as well. That was a stupid thing to do, and I've learnt my lesson. And then also, slow and steady wins the race with this. If you are in some real thick stuff, just knock that speed right back. When it's thinner, you can push on a bit more, but just take it easy, because you're just going to cause yourself no end of grief, and you'll get on faster by going slower. Anyway, I really need to get on, because if I don't finish this video here, I'm not going to have time to edit it. So next time we will be baling this and wrapping it, and then we'll really know exactly how many bales this thing produces. And I'll also put some costings in there as well about how much it costs to do all of this, so that you have a bit of idea if you want to do it yourself. Anyway, whatever you're up to this weekend, have a great one. Look after yourselves, enjoy the fine and nice weather, get the barbecue out, why not? Have a couple of beers, enjoy it. See you in a bit, ta-da.